Let us join together in prayer. O Lord of all of life, we come to you this day in humility, in hope, in faith, and expectation. Our tradition and life experience has taught us in you we live and move and have our very being. And through faith, you are in us and we in you. Once again, we come to you as we find our world that we have taken so often for granted, now in uncertain times in crisis. The COVID-19 virus has created the worst world pandemic that any of us have ever known in our lifetime. Hundreds of thousands have died, and there's no certain future in sight. We committed unto your loving grace those who have lost their lives. We lift up those who have lost loved ones, those who have suffered debilitating illness, those whose economic future is devastated. And then, in the midst of this pandemic crisis, an old social demon that has plagued our land for over 200 years has reemerged. The injustice of slavery, oppression, and racism. Over the years, we in the church have fought against this injustice, but it still lingers our land. And although we call ourselves Christians and followers of Jesus Christ, we still have much to learn and much to do. And then in the mix of this cultural and health crisis, we find ourselves torn apart by political intolerance. We retreat into our comfort zones of friends who think like us. We are loyal to political parties that promise to take care of us. We too often are blinded from the truth because of our own desires and egos and fears. We are told that seeing is believing, but too often what we want to believe affects our seeing. It's like we're fans at an evenly divided football stadium. The game is being fiercely played out on the field by the players, and then a referee makes a call that we adamantly disagree with. Get glasses, ref. But in the replay, we see the ref got it right. Too often, we see what we want to believe. The church is a community that calls us to believe, but we're not called to believe what we want to believe. You, O Lord, with grace and love, you have shown us what is true belief. You have taught us through Jesus. We are to believe in the power of love. We are called to live that power of love. We're healed in that power of love and called to offer that healing power of love to others. We're all called to work for justice in that love. We're all called to unite all your children in that love. As we face these many challenges our time is bringing us, our church, St. John's United Methodist Church, is stepping into a new era, a new future. Today we welcome our new pastor, Reverend Catherine Boren. Pastor Catherine comes to us with gifts and graces that we dearly need in these times. Her years of service in the United Methodist Church have been a blessing to many. Her reputation as a gifted leader and a compassionate pastor has followed her throughout her career. O Lord, we receive Pastor Catherine with gratitude and hope. In receiving her, we know that we are all also called to work together for the kingdom. We are all called to deepen our faith and our relationship with you. We are all called to live in the great commandment to love one another as you have loved us. In loving God, we are called to deepen our faith in you. And in loving one another, we are called to work together, to work for justice and healing for the world that we are now living in. God of grace, God of love, we receive Pastor Catherine Boren with thanksgiving as she arrives, like every pastor in the United Methodist Church that is moving to a new pastorate appointment this year, this pandemic year, in this pandemic. She will be faced with unprecedented challenges. Lead her, lead us, inspire her, inspire us, and guide us all in the new world order that we're now living. This is our prayer.